Archer have announced new partnership in South Korea, but is it good news or is it not so good news? And who was there first? Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? It's time to start talking eVTOLs. Thank you very much for joining me. We've got some good news from Archer Aviation, but is it so bullish news or is it just a filler? Well, let's have a look. Let's find out. Let's go right into the news. So today, Archer Aviation. Korean Air selects Archer as its executive partner to introduce eVTOL aircraft in Korea. I will not read through the whole article. I will just pick some highlights. So we are not on for too long because I've got more info. I've got more updates for you. I'll be talking about the Korean advanced air mobility market and eVTOLs and who else is involved in Korea as well, in Korean airspace. So the deal includes the potential for Korean Air to purchase up to 100 Midnight aircraft to be deployed across multiple use cases. Korean Air and Archer will work towards jointly commercializing Archer Midnight eVTOL aircraft to address multiple national priorities across Korea. In 2022, Korea's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport announced eVTOL and urban air mobility adoption as a priority for the Korean government. So just the first paragraph of this news, you can find this on Archer Aviation Investor Relations website. You can read through it. You can find it on X. I shared it on X as well. So those who follow me on X, you definitely have not missed this. Korean Air and Archer Aviation today announced the signing of agreement to commercialize Archer's Midnight eVTOL aircraft in Korea across multiple applications and use cases, starting with government applications. As part of the relationship, the parties plan for Korean Air to purchase up to 100 Midnight aircraft. This order, however, is not binding. This is just a memorandum of understanding at this point. So that is good news, but it's not as bullish news at this point. It will be once Archer show more progress. Once Archer show more progress towards their test flights and towards deployment of their aircraft. So it will be when it starts materializing, it will be very bullish news. But at this point, it's just a news, I would say. About Korean Air. Korean Air, the flag carrier of South Korea, is one of the world's top 20 airlines, serving 116 cities in 39 countries on 5 continents with a modern fleet of 163 aircraft. The Korean Air Aerospace Division plays a key role in advancing Korea's aerospace capabilities. The division conducts aerospace research and manufacturing activities, provides aircraft maintenance support for the United States Department of Defense in Asia, and is actively engaged in research and development in unmanned aircraft systems, urban air mobility, and stealth technology. Well, how this news was accepted? First of all, today was a green day. It was a solid green day. Although we had some issues in the morning with Amazon and apparently Robinhood as well. We will talk about it tomorrow morning with Sensei. Let's have a look at the eVTOL markets. Let's quickly go through the charts. What has been going on? I just need to refresh everything quickly. So Archer reaction today. Fairly mild reaction, and that just confirms. Hang on, I've got some technical issues. Let me just bring this right up. I'm not showing the right screen. That's the one. So this just seconds what I just said a few minutes ago, that it is a piece of news, but it's not so bullish. There will be more and more pressure on Archer on rolling out their piloted fully VTOL aircraft, and the longer it takes, the more investors will probably react to it. And as I mentioned before, the big milestone, or not milestone, but a big the big achievement is the Dubai Air Show, which is only 4 weeks away. And if Archer don't fly fully VTOL, piloted in there, they could be in trouble. So this was Archer reaction, slight push up on the news, about 3%, but slight retraction on the market open, and we are now trading around the $12 mark. I gave you on Saturday, on my Saturday live eVTOL show, I gave you my price target for Archer. I gave you a bit of guidance on the chart as well. I'm not going to do it today, but if you want to join me back and rewatch on Saturday, we can have a look together. Joby, whoa, what's going on here? I've got some issues, so let's refresh this. Joby, right, Joby today. Joby today, sorry, bear with me. Joby today is up about 2%. So good day, solid day. What we've got here, vertical aerospace, slight recovery, very ever slight recovery. No big deal at this point. Again, we talked about it on Saturday. I gave you my predictions for the coming days. Consolidating around between 5 and 480. I am expecting this going further down, but we have catalyst, we have big catalyst moments coming in the coming days or weeks. Horizon Aircraft, let's have a look what Horizon Aircraft has been doing today. Slightly up, didn't like the Thursday crash, and then Friday, sorry, I'm showing wrong. Bear with me. I'm having some technical issues with TradingView. Right, it didn't like the Thursday crash, the uncertainty, and then obviously Friday even more sell off. But we are back to the Friday level. Pre-market slight pump, but nothing major. Again, I would wait with Horizon Aircraft for further development. The S&P, if I just refresh this to show it on the screen, S&P is up on the day. That is good news, but what is happening after, what is happening in the coming days, we don't know. We have a lot of macro market catalyst. We have a lot of headwinds and tailwinds potentially in the air. So let's just see how this develops. What we've got here, well, now I'll be talking about South Korea and why this news actually doesn't mean as much for Archer. So what we've got here, I've got here my show notes. South Korea and the Advanced Air Mobility Overview. The national program. South Korea's Advanced Air Mobility effort is branded as the K-UAM, Korean Urban Air Mobility Initiative. It's led by MOLIT, Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport. Archer actually mentioned MOLIT in their article, so if you read through it, you will see this acronym that means Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, in partnership with KAC, Korean Airports Corporation, KAIA, Korean Aerospace Industries Association, and KATRI, Korea Transportation Safety Authority. The program purpose is to establish air taxi corridors, urban logistic routes, and supporting vertiport infrastructure that connect major metropolitan areas and airports. The goal is to relieve congestion in large cities like Seoul and enable regional short-range air mobility. So obviously the same purpose as in every highly populated area, to aid with the transport. K-UAM Grand Challenge. This is Korea's multi-phase testing program designed to validate aircraft, safety system, communications, and air traffic integrations. It runs in several stages: simulation, flight trials, integrated trials, and pre-commercial operations. Well, currently we are in flight trials phase, and I will tell you shortly who have been flying these trials in Korea. Spoiler, it wasn't Archer. The main flight test site is Goheung, am I saying that right? I do apologize for my pronunciation, with data feeding into certification and regulatory framework. So the roadmap and time frame is here. Phase 1, 2024 to 25, demonstration and validation. So we are now going through this. Phase 2 is 2026 and to 28, initial limited commercial flights. Phase 3, full network deployment and introduction of autonomous flight. South Korea aims to have regular advanced air mobility services in operation around early 2030s, scaling toward mass adoption mid-decade. So we can read from this that South Korea is pro eVTOLs, is pro advanced air mobility. They are bullish, if we can say it this way, but they will not be one of the first adopters. We are probably looking at 2027, the first flights. Regulatory and infrastructure development. Regulations focus on unmanned traffic management, integration with conventional air traffic management, certification alignment with global standards, and establishing design codes for vertiports and changing stations. Target areas and corridors. We have Seoul metropolitan region, especially Gimpo and Incheon airports to city center routes. Busan for coastal connectivity, and Jeju, am I saying that right? Island for tourism and logistic testing. We have key infrastructure partners, and you want to be taking notes because we will hear about this later. SK Telecom, SKT, a digital networks and data exchange for air-ground communications. LGU, telecom and connectivity partner for UAM. Sorry, I've lost the acronym. Urban Air Mobility. Sorry, Urban Air Mobility. We have GC, ENC, and Hanwha, construction, energy, and actuator system suppliers, and we have KAC, a vertiport design and airport integration. And newly, what I learned just before the show, we have Kakao Mobility. I've learned this from one of my colleagues on X, Solanke. Am I saying that right? He gave some update on Kakao Mobility, and he picks on Archer and their future in Korea. And he actually unveils that Kakao Mobility have, as you can see here, they have withdrawn from the eVTOL operations in Korea, and they'll be operating only vertiports. So you can see it here. You can see it here in Korean. I can't read it, but I trust his explanation. So very good work. Thank you for that. Are you here? Are you here, Solanke? I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear your input. I invited him to this event. I would love to hear from him. So Archer Aviation in South Korea. What we've got here? We've got partnership with Kakao Mobility 2024 for up to 50 midnight eVTOL aircraft. However, as we learned now recently, Kakao Mobility has withdrawn from the operations of eVTOLs, and they'll be operating, more than likely, they'll be operating only vertiports. So this was mainly because Archer could not deliver for the trial flight phase. They couldn't deliver their aircraft, so Kakao probably on the back of this have withdrawn. Additional exclusive collaboration, just fresh, hot off the plate with Korean Air, with up to 100 midnight aircraft. However, not binding. Initially targeting government and regional uses. Demonstration flights expected under the Korean Urban Air Mobility Program with plans for operations around 2026 and 2027. Integration planned with Kakao T-Mobility app for multimodal journeys and awaiting certification, infrastructure readiness and flight test certification. However, who has been flying and who has probably wider stance on the Korean ground is Joby. And not only Joby, there's one more eVTOL operator, but let's have a look at Joby. Backed by SK Telecom's 100 million investment in 2023 for Korean market entry. So we are 2 years back, and SK Telecom, which we heard about in the beginning of the show, has invested 100 million in Joby. Partners include Kakao Mobility. They are for mapping and rideshare platform for seamless ground-air connections. And first eVTOL flight in Korea achieved under the Korean Urban and Mobility Grand Challenge in December 2024 at the Goheng test site. And you can see this very footage right next to me. It wasn't Archer, it was Joby. Focus on data sharing, certification alignment, on operational concept validation, and no confirmed fleet order from a Korean operator yet, but strongest foreign foothold to date. We also have Vertical Aerospace, but again, having Kakao Mobility ruled out from eVTOL operations, this could be not in favor of Vertical Aerospace, and this could be irrelevant going forward. And I'll be speaking with Vertical, and I will try to find out what is the update. Because, you know, we have great connection, we have great relation with Vertical, so I'll try to ask and find out. So Vertical Aerospace in South Korea. Kakao Mobility pre-order back in 2023 for up to 50 VX4 eVTOL aircraft. Established a joint working group with Kakao to coordinate infrastructure, network planning and regulatory preparation. Connected to Hanwha Aerospace for actuator system manufacturing. Current stage, pre-order intent, no confirmed delivery or demonstration flight announced yet. And we also have almighty EHang. EHang seem to be limitless on the Eastern market, and this is just clear proof. EHang EH216S autonomous aircraft conducted public demonstration flights in 2020 in Seoul, Daegu, and Jeju. Received special certificate of airworthiness from MOLIT for these events, first of its kind in Korea. Continues to maintain investors and exhibition presence, but no confirmed operational contract or service announced. So EHang, again, quietly, very quietly, under the radar, have been slowly but surely conquering the Eastern market. And as you can see, this is footage from 2020. 4 years before Joby. Beta Technologies, I tried to find some connection with Beta Technologies. I didn't find any official partnership, demonstrations or aircraft order reported as of late 2025. They are occasionally mentioned in some contexts, but no direct Korean involvement confirmed. And also what is worthwhile mention is Supernal. It's a Hyundai Motor Group subsidiary. It's a domestic leader, obviously, but we have some headwinds recently on Supernal, and this seemed to be facing a significant setback. So Korea's homegrown advanced air mobility company developing SA2, a 4-seater eVTOL aircraft for short-haul urban travel, collaboration with Korean Air for operational design, data sharing, and regulatory alignment. Focus areas are aircraft certification, vertiport design, passenger experience, and international harmonization. Recent hurdles, which I already mentioned something about. Global certification delays, infrastructure timelines slipping, and complex supply chain coordination. Recently, Supernal, they have announced new CEO, big change of a CEO, and there could be also delay or slight setback in financing from Hyundai. It's in the air as well. So something to bear in mind. Supernal is not publicly traded, but if we have any fans or supporters, or if we have any partners, these could be affected by this. Supernal is still regarded as Korea's primary long-term eVTOL manufacturer and integrator. So the end segment, key takeaway, South Korea is building a national-scale ecosystem for advanced air mobility, combining domestic innovation. We have Supernal, Korean Air, KAI, I don't remember the company name, Ability, with global entrants like Archer, Joby, Vertical and EHang. Timelines are stretching slightly, but policy and infrastructure momentum remain strong, making Korea one of the Asia's most structured upcoming advanced air mobility markets. Do we have any investors who are looking out, or do we have anybody from Korea first? I see we don't have Selanke joining us, so that's a shame. I was hoping he would join us and say something. But do we have anyone looking out, or do we have anyone from Korea at all? Let me know in the chat. We got Terry Rose joining, Cameron Griffin, good point as well. Update from today's morning. BlackRock increased their stake in Archer post-acquisition, so they are over 7% now. Jamie Rees, good evening, thank you for joining. Rhino Skin is here. Seth Houston, what's going on? Seth Houston said, jumped in on Horizon Aircraft over the weekend a bit. Gonna add more as it's come down soon. Okay, Jamie Rees, what target price? What's your target price, Seth? Jamie Rees says, Joby on a good day today. Yes, definitely. Joby had a good reaction today after the market open. I mean, it was quite, I don't want to say drastically, but it was 25% down from its previous high a few weeks back. So sorry, from this week, so we are almost 25% down on Friday. So this is good upside now again. Seth Houston says, I would rather bull with you rather than bear, Vaz. Wordplay. Okay, I love it. That's good. Seth Houston shooting to buy more if it hits 275 by tomorrow or Wednesday, and if not, I will reevaluate my buy-in. My average is 310, so anything below that is good for me on hover. Interesting, very interesting. Thank you, Seth. Jamie Rees says, it's not far of that, Seth. I reckon you have a chance tomorrow. And Jamie Rees also says, Archer is a bit of a concern for me in delivering. Yeah, we need to wait. If you watched, Jamie, were you there on Saturday? I talked about Archer quite thoroughly and about their milestones. I think they are in, I don't want to say in a do or die situation, but if they don't roll out their fully VTOL aircraft, I see you. Okay, yeah, so you know, I said, if they don't roll out their fully VTOL piloted aircraft, November 704 Alpha X-ray, it might be slight sentiment and optimism cool down with Archer as well. So just something to bear in mind. I still stick to my price targets I gave you on Saturday. It just might be, we might be buying Archer for cheaper. Let's put it this way. Seth Houston says he's hoping so, and Jamie Rees says, I get the impression Archer is mainly hype and Joby is basic but much more functional. Yes, recently it seems to be that way. It seems to be that Archer have been more focusing on their PR, and Joby have been more focusing on their delivery and then their PR. But this is not a bad thing. I can see this symbiosis between Archer and Joby and the whole eVTOL market, because I've been saying this for a while. If it wasn't for Archer, nobody would have known what a flying taxi is. But if it wasn't for Joby, Archer would have probably still be flying their first prototype, first generation prototype. So we need to find a balance. As a healthy competition, I look at it as a healthy competition, not as a die-hard fandom where one is completely rubbish and the other one is absolutely God Almighty. So let's just be a bit sane and put a bit of width into that as well. So yeah, as Jamie says, not Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, I agree. Terry Rose, Archer, it's been a long road, and it will be a long road with any eVTOL company. It still will be a long road. We still are a few months away from the first operations, probably a few more months away from first operations in the Mid-East and more milestones. But definitely coming earnings, Archer and Joby, first half or mid-November, that will show us much more. We will see what the sentiment is as well. With Joby, I'm expecting first positive reaction on the earnings. With Archer, I don't know. I need to wait. I need to wait with Archer, what they are bringing to the Dubai Air Show, and if their aircraft is actually going to be unveiled or not. Right, that's it from me. That was my daily update on the eVTOL market and the story of the day. I've got some more for tomorrow. Tomorrow after hours, we are covering tomorrow morning. Sensei is doing Coca-Cola earnings as well, KO, ticker symbol. I know we have a lot of Coca-Cola investors, so definitely join Sensei tomorrow morning. I'm doing Netflix after hours, but before that, I'll be back with the story of the day and the eVTOL market update. So that's it from me. I just see question, was there any footage of Joby at the Formula 1 weekend? I didn't catch much except the race. Yes, there has been. More than likely, I'll be talking about it tomorrow or later in the week. I've got a big story about Joby's PR and their media presence recently. So that'll be one of the topics for this week. So that's it from me. Thank you everyone for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other.